Hello everyone, welcome back for some more thrift store finds. Decided to go out during the time I had for Christmas break, out to the bins, starting off with a few odds and ends, getting into all the DVDs and everything. Then we actually have a DivX disc DVD. DivX was a failed rental system through, I believe it was Circuit City, where you actually had to have a DivX compatible DVD player to even use these, and it was a rental system where you had, I think it was 48 hours if I remember, to watch the movie. Otherwise it wouldn't work unless you paid additional money through a service, basically through your phone line, kind of like a through your player. So one of those failed rental systems, and a couple of video games in with the DVDs. We have Spyro the Dragon, original one for PS1. Only one of these games I've ever played from that series. I actually mostly remember it from the demo that you would unlock with Crash Team Racing. You had to enter a code and play a demo. I remember playing that a bunch, and then just playing the original game. And then for the PS2, we have 007 Everything or Nothing. And as far as Blu-rays, a sealed Diamond edition of Disney's The Jungle Book, Blu-ray DVD combo, nice one to find sealed and with the slipcover. Then we have London Boulevard, The Ides of March. And that's it for Blu-rays. Getting into the DVDs, a couple of Jean-Claude Van Damme with Double Impact, Death Warrant, and Wake of Death. A few sealed TV sets. We have Get Smart Season 1, and the 50th Anniversary Edition Dick Van Dyke Show fan favorites. I have this particular set in my collection as well. Is really nice. So two different versions, I think. One where they have like this one with the slim cases, and the one with like wider cases, like twice the size. A bunch of different ones over the years they've done with kind of fan favorites and best of collections, but this is a really good set. And then Riff Tracks. This is really cool, from the stars of Mystery Science Theater 3000. The Riff Tracks release of Night of the Living Dead, which is a fun one for kind of the fans of MST3K who, you know, wanted to keep watching and getting that kind of experience. Riff Tracks has been around for a long time, so yeah, interesting. Bunch of horror as well. Leatherface, Trauma, Rosemary's Baby, Dark Skies, a 5-disc unrated collector's edition of Saw movies, so Saw 1 through 5, and thankfully they're each on their own disc, single-sided discs. Sometimes with these collections, I've seen a couple of Saw ones too, where they shove them all in like double-sided discs and just get them on like 1 or 2, but yeah, it's a pretty nice set for those. Season 5 of Simpsons, Yu-Gi-Oh! Match of the Millennium Volume 2, and this is one of those interesting ones where it has a preview music disc. It's one of those mini discs, like GameCube size discs, and then the actual Match of the Millennium for Yu-Gi-Oh! For Rich or Poor, Basketball Breakthrough, Jim Hubbard's Man-to-Man Defense. Looks like a 3-disc set, so some basketball training. Dennis Miller, The Raw Feed, School for Scoundrels, Annie Hall, Atonement, All Is Lost, Robert Redford, Queen's Logic, never heard of that one in particular, The Christmas Card, Psycho, John Wick, a Western 3-pack with The Way West, Victor Mature, Escort West, and Cato's Island. Chato's, I've never heard of that one before, but with Charles Bronson, Donnie Darko, National Treasure 2, the 2-disc collector's edition, a Karate Kid collection. This is an interesting one because it has Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3, and then it skips the next Karate Kid, the one with Hilary Swank, and instead adds the Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan one. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. I'm never a big fan of this one. I watched it a couple of times, but it's one that, I really like Karate Kid 1 and 2, and then I kind of leave the rest of them, even though they're okay to watch. Tropic Thunder, Christmas Comes to Willow Creek, Relative Strangers, Major Dundee, Showtime, Fantastic Four, Toy Story 3, The Avengers, North Pole Open for Christmas, Disclosure, Sunny, Jeff Dunham, Minding the Monsters, The Princess Bride, a 4-film family favorites collection, a Monster Calls, The Mortal Instruments City of Bones, Revenge of the Pink Panther, PBS Kids, Arthur's Fountain Abbey, and 3 other adventures. So I guess Arthur did like a Fountain Abbey type of thing. And a couple of collections there from the Great Courses. Thankfully, this one is sealed because a lot of times they are missing either a disc or the course books are like almost always missing. But we have Effective Communication Skills. It has the guidebook and everything in there. And Girls, Girls, Girls with Elvis. A Scooby-Doo and Yogi Bear double feature. Permanent Midnight, Mud, then just a handful of VHS with Walt Disney Mini Classics, Ben and Me, Who Gets the House, and Arthur Goes to Hollywood, one Music CD with Carly Simon anthology, so multi-disc collection, has a booklet and everything in there, it's nice. And for books we have Daughter of the Pirate King, 2 of the Alias books, seen this one before, Recruited, but then we have A Secret Life. You don't usually find those. The Woman in the Dunes. It's a really good movie. Forbidden Doors, The Deceived. Pride and Prejudice. The Lost Bookshop. The Adventures of Rin Tin Tin. Shivers, one of the books from that kind of kids horror series, something like Goosebumps and those types of things. We have Alfred Hitchcock's The 3 Investigators, The Mystery of the Talking Skull. You really don't run into these very often. I remember a couple of years ago, I guess, I found a handful of them, but yeah, you just don't see that series frequently. The Babysitter's Little Sister 23, A Ghost in the House. The Rain from God, The Cross and the Tomahawk, Book 1. The Key to Deceit, Selections from Walden, The Great Cases of Scotland Yard, Best Loved Nursery Rhymes, an illustrated set from, I think, the late 70s and mid-70s. And then one other oddball, and thankfully there's no corrosion in the battery compartment. Check the whole thing, so it'll be kind of cool. Someone's little project, a little piece from the past. This little RCA portable TV. The stand, I mean, it's in beautiful condition. The stand is in good shape. The whole thing, to put some batteries in there and test it out, but I'm trying to guarantee it's going to be working unless there's any kind of like capacitor issues or anything. But they feel like it's going to be great. So a nice little portable TV from an era long gone, but it's still kind of a cool thing, and someone's going to want that for their collection, especially with RCA being a brand you don't really see around much anymore with the little dog and everything. And yeah, really, really cool. So that was everything from today. Hope you had a good holiday season and you start off the new year with some amazing thrift store finds.